Welcome to SATV News. This is Nuri Alamin with the headlines. Beijing will not object to any action against Chinese contractor behind Uttara tragedy, said ambassador. Bangladesh Bank issues a show cause notice to 6 bank MDs for the dollar price manipulation. Tea workers' strike continues as no agreement in Labour Department's meeting. Chinese ambassador to Bangladesh Li Jiming today said that there would be no objection if punitive actions are taken against those responsible for the Uttara crane tragedy as part of the recommendations of the report submitted by the probe committee. He made the comment when he paid a courtesy call on the Road Transport and Highways Division Secretary ABM Aminullah Nuri this morning. Li Jiming said that a high-level delegations of the construction firm working for the BRT project arrived in Dhaka to investigate the incident on behalf of the company. He also said that the team is ready to provide the necessary assistance to the committee formed by the Road Transport and the Highways Division. Rapid Action Battalion RAB today said that the helper was operating the crane which lost balance and dropped a girder on a Gazipur-bound car at Uttara in Dhaka. Director of the Legal and Media Wing of RAB Commander Khandakar Al-Moin made the comment while addressing a press briefing at the capital's Karan Bazar office. He also said that the main operator Alamin Hussein Ridoy was giving instructions from outside. The RAB spokesperson further said Alamin has a license to drive the light vehicles only, not any heavy vehicles. On August 15, a BRT-3 elevated expressway girder fell on a moving car, killing 5 of the family of the spoke and injuring the 2 others. So far, the 10 people were arrested in the incident from the different areas of the country on Wednesday. The Bangladesh Bank sought explanations from the managing directors of 6 private banks, citing their alleged involvement in taking advantages of the volatility in the foreign exchange market to make the unusual profit. The 6 banks are Dutch Bangla Bank, the Citibank, Prime Bank, Southeast Bank, Bragg Bank and Standard Chartered Bangladesh Bank. The central bank directive comes a week after it directed these banks to attach their treasury hits to the Human Resource Department due to alleged involvement in the gaining undue profit on behalf of their employers. Tea garden workers continued their indefinite strike today as no agreement was reached regarding the demand for an increased minimum wages. Programs like Human Chain, the protest meetings and processions have continued inside the garden. The leaders of Bangladesh Tea Association said that they put forth the demand to the owners and the government as well. The owners proposed to the increase to the daily wage Dhaka 120 to Dhaka 140, but the workers didn't accept the proposal and decided to continue their strike. The workers of the 167 tea garden across the country, including the 92 at Maulavi Bazar, continues their strike from the last week and demanding an increase to their daily wages to the 300 Dhaka. Biman Bangladesh Airlines today launched operating flight on the Dhaka Guangzhou road. The national flag carrier with the 177 passengers departed from the Hazrat Shahjalal International Airport Dhaka at 11 in the morning. State Minister for the Civil Aviation and Tourism Mohammad Mahbub Ali inaugurated the flight in a program held at the departure terminal of the Dhaka airport. The return flight will take off the Guangzhou airport at 7:45 p.m. The local time today is scheduled to arrive at Dhaka 9:30 p.m. The ruling Awami League delegation today met the head of the UN Human Chain commissions the Asia-Pacific sections of the rural Mongovan in Dhaka. They said that some specific people are using the violations of the human right as a political propaganda. In response to their comment, the UN officials said that all the countries around would have the various programs on human rights. He also said that they want to solve the problem of Bangladesh. At the same time, the Mongovan praised the Bangladesh for the contribution in education, health, cultural affairs and women empowerment as well. During the time, the ruling party called on the UN official to verify the impartiality of many organizations on the human rights. Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Ubaidul Qadir today said that BNP would never win election if their movement don't succeed. He made the comment while speaking during a discussion organized by the Chhatra League Dhaka University Unit on National Mourning Day at the TSC Auditorium this afternoon. The ruling party leader said that the BNP leaders and activists might kill people through the various conspiracies, but they can never win elections. As the chief guest, he also said the BNP chairperson Khaleda Zia is creating a farce by celebrating his birthday at 6 different years of the year. Bangladesh Meteorological Department today said that the country is reeling under a mild heat wave spell. The department said that the heat wave is sweeping through the Rajshahi, Rangpur, Mymensingh and Khulna divisions and the district of the Gopalganj and Maniganj as well. The highest temperature was recorded at 37.5 degrees Celsius in Soyedpur in Rangpur division, while the lowest temperature was recorded at 26 degrees Celsius in Kutubdia of the Chittagong division. Meanwhile, the weather office had also said the light to moderate rain showers accompanied by the temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at many places over the Khulna and Borishal division as well. The Hindu community in Bangladesh today celebrated Janmashtami, marking the birth of the Lord Krishna with religious fervor. Since there is not much fear of the pandemic and no strict adherence to the COVID-19 related to the restrictions, devotees were seen to offer their prayers. And across the country, they celebrated the festival with a lot of pomp and gaiety after the 2 years of the COVID-19 crisis. President Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina greeted the members of the Hindu community on occasion to the separate messages. Hasina urged the Hindu to celebrate the Janmashtami, maintaining the social distancing norms. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. You are watching SATV News. Now news from abroad. 21 people were killed after a huge explosion ripped through a crowded mosque in Afghan capital in Kabul. 33 others were injured. The blast occurred during the evening prayers on Wednesday. The mosque imam is reported to be among the dead. There were fears of the casualty number could rise further. Security forces have now sealed off the blast scene in Kabul. There was no immediate claim of the responsibility for the attack. Taliban spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid condemned the explosion and vowed that the perpetrators of such crime would soon be brought to the justice. 38 people died and more than 200 were injured in forest fires that ravaged 14 districts of the northern Algeria. 24 people were killed in fires and the EI Taraf near the border with Tunisia, in addition to the 2 others who died earlier in SATV. The police have closed several roads as a result of the fires. Helicopters used a bucket to drop water on the fires in the 3 villages, including the Souk Arhaz. Since the start of the August, 106 fires have broken out in Algeria, destroying more than 2,500 hectares of unland. Police said that some of the fires were started by the people. The United States and Taiwan today agreed to start trade talks under a new initiative to reach the agreement with economically meaningful outcomes. Taiwan officials also said that China's economic questions would be discussed. The Office of the U.S. Trade Representative said that the 2 sides had reached consensus of the neighboring and negotiating the mandate, and it was expected that the first round of the talks would take place early this autumn. The negotiating mandate released among the announcement said the U.S. and Taiwan had set a robust agenda for the talks on issues like trade facilitations, good regulatory practices, and removing the discriminatory barriers to the trade. Europe's major rivers are shrinking under the most severe climate driven through the decades, with no significant rainfall recorded for almost 2 months across the western, central and the southern Europe, and none forecast in the near future. The meteorologists say that the drought could become the continent worst in the more than 500 years. The Germany's Federal Institute of the Hydrology said that the level of the Rhine-Vosges water are used for the freight transport, irrigation, manufacturing, power generation and drinking would continue dropping until at least the beginning of the next week. In Italy, the flow of the praised for has fallen to 1/10 of its rate, and unusual rate water levels are 2 meters below the normal. Now sports news. West Indies won over the top-ranked New Zealand by 5 wickets in the series opening one-day cricket international at the Kensington Oval, Bridgetown, Barbados. Samara Brooks scored 79 and shared a 75-run partnership with captain Nicholas Puram. Brooks reached his first ODI half-century when he was out at 34th over, with the West Indies closing on New Zealand in Al-Duquois and the total number of 190. Earlier on, Akil Hussain took the 3-wicket with the 28 runs and Alzari Joseph returned 3-wicket with 36 runs as the West Indies bowled out the New Zealand for 190 in 45.2 overs after choosing to bowl first. It was the first time New Zealand has been dismissed in a 50-over match since March 2020. Before ending, we go through the SATV News headlines again. Beijing will not object to any action against Chinese contractor behind the Uttara tragedy, said ambassador. Bangladesh Bank issues a show cause notice to 6 bank MDs for the dollar price manipulation. Tea workers' strike continues as no agreement in Labor Department's meeting. You are up to date with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.